Welcome back, Focus Fanatics. In this video, we're going to talk about the myFocus mobile app. Many of you probably already have the myFocus mobile app, but if you don't, you're certainly missing out. So go out to your app store, download the myFocus app, get with your dealer so that he can get the back end set up and you will be in business. Once you have the app on your phone, you can go ahead and click on the app and it's going to bring up your dashboard. Now, if you have multiple stores, you're going to see your multiple store dashboard. If you only have one store, you would see a single store dashboard that's a little bit different. But first, we're going to talk about the multi-store dashboard. Okay, so if you have multiple stores, part of the same restaurant group, you'll see all your store's information and just a quick snapshot of what's happening. Okay, so you got your store names here on the left-hand side, then you have what their net sales are and what their labor dollar amount is, and then you have your totals for all your stores showing down here at the bottom. Now these headers here, you can sort them. So if I go ahead and I hit net sales, it will sort it highest to lowest, lowest to highest if I keep clicking it. Same with labor, highest to lowest. Click it again, and lowest to highest. And then go back to store name if I want to reorganize my stores. Okay, pretty simple, quick, nice look at what's going on at your restaurant. If you want some more granular information, or if you just have one store, you're going to click on your store. It's going to pop you into a lot more detailed information about what's happening at your restaurant. Okay, it's going to give you your net sales here. We can click on our net sales and it's going to actually drill us into the report group detail. So what are we doing? You can even click on, say, your beer category. It's going to give you specific information on what kind of beers were sold or what's being sold based on report group. You can click this go back button here and I'll just keep taking you back. Okay, labor dollars, labor percentage, good information that you want to have on a, hourly, half hour, 15-minute update, just so you know that you're keeping track of your labor. Any voids, you can click on voids. It'll show you exactly what items were voided, show you who voided them, the amount. You can even click on here and it'll tell you some more information on it and give you the void reason in correct order here. Okay, so I'm just going to go back here. Refunds, return items, gift cards, paid outs. You might want to take a look at paid outs. First clock in, I like a lot, especially if you are in an environment where you have a lot of prep to do in the morning or you've got to get your pizza ovens turned on. You know that your cooks are in there. You click on that, I'll show you who clocked in at what time. And you know that things are happening at your restaurant. Now we can just scroll up and down in here. There's a lot more information down here at the bottom. You have your averages. You've got your check average, how many checks you have, what's your average, your guest count, what your average per guest is, what your average table turn time is, checks, how many you have open, and you can actually click on that and it's going to show you all those open checks. You can scroll through those if you want. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and go back. Just going to hit that go back button to keep going back to different screens. Any checks that are missing beverages, you have your sales by period. So we only have lunch going right now, but it'll show you your sales by period. Any items that are out of stock, any items that are on the countdown, any items that you may be tracking, any variable price items, which is always good to keep an eye on, and then what's your sales by order type. So I've got 57 dine-ins, 7 to-goes. Who's on the clock? If I can actually click on this, I can click on, let's say, dishwasher, and it will show me who's actually clocked in and what time they clocked in. Lots of information here. And then employees that are going into overtime or are in overtime. And then any sort of system alerts. What's the current day, when your last batch was, what your batch time was, and if you're tracking deposits, what the deposit amount was. Okay, so this is pretty much everything you're going to want to see at your restaurant at the tip of your fingers. So if you're at home, it's late at night, you want to see what your bar did, you just go ahead and log into myFocus and it'll show you. Okay, if this is store 1, if I have multiple stores, I can either hit this hourglass here and I can select a different store. So I can select store 3 and it will update that information accordingly and I can scroll through it. Or I can always go back to my multi-store dashboard and I can just click on it from here, just click store 4 and it'll populate store 4. You also have these arrows, so it's easy to go back and forth. So I can go to Thursday, I can go to Wednesday, I can go to Tuesday, and then I can go back. Whoops. I hit the hourglass instead of the date. I can go back to the current day. Okay, so lots of information here. You also have a manager log, so managers can go ahead and put in notes. Perhaps it rained or something like that. They want to keep track of the weather, why the sales were low. You just go ahead and hit this add button here, and they can add a note. I'm going to cancel out of that. We have a check viewer, so you can actually look at the actual checks. Now you can see here I'm in my loyalty store, which we use for loyalty demos. So there's no actual real check data, but I can hit that hourglass there and I can select store 1, and now I can see all my check detail. Okay, all the checks in black are closed, all the checks in green are open. Okay, down here at the bottom we give you your totals, we give you your average, we give you the number of checks that you have at the restaurant. And I can actually click on these. So if I go ahead and click on this to go order, it's going to show me exactly the check number, who opened it, the items on it, what kind of payment it was. And if I really wanted to get into the details, I could hit that details button up here in the top right, click details, and it'll actually show me the time those orders were sent to the kitchen. And I can just go ahead and hit my go back button, and it'll take me back to my check viewer. So if for some reason I had an issue with a guest check, I could go take a look at it and see what's going on that check. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go back here. I'm going to go back to my home button down here in the bottom. That's going to take me back to my dashboard, single store dashboard. And if I hit it again, it's going to take me to a multi-store dashboard. If you only have one store, you're going to log in and you're going to see this. If you have multiple stores, you're going to log in and you'll see this. If you have multiple stores that are not part of the same restaurant group, you would have to set up multiple users, so you wouldn't see them necessarily in this screen, but you can hit this focus app here and you can customize your users. So if you have multiple logins for, let's say you have 3 stores that have multiple owners and you just don't want them reporting to the same place, then you would set up your different users here. So this might be my pizza place, my Mexican place, and my busy bar, and then I can just go ahead and I can hit that focus icon, and then I could choose user if I had multiple users set up in there. Okay, but I'm just going to stay on this. And that's myFocus mobile app. It's something that offers you instant data of what's going on at your establishment. And it's a really powerful tool. So if you're not using the myFocus mobile app, contact your Focus dealer and they can get you set up on a 30-day free trial, and you can see how myFocus mobile works for you. I hope myFocus mobile benefits you, and until next time, stay focused.